My name is Alan Russell.
Hi, my name's Charlie Jones.
Hello there, my name's Hodge.
I worked with Blobfest on War of the Wizards as Iras.
Example of my design. This is what we call the forest monster.
Well, I haven't really got much to say since I haven't really been here for that long.
You've got like fight sequences and visual effects and things. Like there's one scene which took me 2 months alone to edit.
I've only really had a bit of filming experience and acting in War of the Wizards, and I've really enjoyed my time here so far, and I think I'm going to continue enjoying it as productions and more things start to emerge. I've been involved in the cast of War of the Wizards as Coratus, a wizard who seems to have involvement with sort of like magical devices and cloaks.
My name is Alan Russell. For my first real acting project, I worked with Blobfest on War of the Wizards as Iras, a rather comedic wizard who likes hitting forest monsters over the head with a stick. For one reason or another, you'll find out if you watch it. Or maybe you already have and you're just here to see me talk. Maybe. Who knows? Other than that, I haven't really gotten involved with Blobfest much at all. It's my first project actually acting with them, and it was a hell of a lot of fun. Really would like to do more in the future.
Hi, my name's Charlie Jones, and I've been a member at Blobfest for quite a while now. While I wasn't here while me and Leo were around, I came shortly after, and ever since I've been working mainly on creature design, and I've done a bit of acting recently. Most of it's involved around dinosaurs or beasts of the sort, really. I'm going to delve into War of the Wizards, one of our latest things we've made, and I play the role as Barry. I'm a time traveller along with my friend who's being played by Monty, Jeff, and we time travel into the Great Wizard War, where we meet many wizards and lots of stuff goes down basically. But before then, I also made a 4-part series called Time Travel, which I appear in the 4th episode, but throughout the 3rd and 4th part I do a lot of the stop motion for the dinosaurs. You will recognise the T-Rex. This is the classic one. Part 4, also a bunch more dinosaurs are added, and in the extended version even more are added. Now, I was also going to be a part of a bunch of other films, but they've never really seen the light of day. For example, Glasses Man. I mean, I'm also excited for to continue with Wizard War and everything. I've got my own dinosaur series on YouTube that will be coming out soon. Excited for other projects, which I'm not sure if I can tell now, but you'll see me in them. Now I am going to I'm going to cut back to War of the Wizards to show you a example of my design. This is what we call the forest monster. It's a sort of like hyena-like creature, almost marsupial of sorts. Here's a concept of how the suit might have worked. If you've seen the thing, it turns out that was too complicated, and in the end we've got this rubber hyena mask, and there's also a foot prop as well, which we constructed, which here it is. One of my favourite props actually. It's really nice. Not to add, I've also worked in other projects, Visitor from the Future. So Visitor from the Future is where this person from the future visits a school, but it's not school opening times, and our actor Elijah is rather kerfuffled and confused by what's going on. As we learn, they're being chased by a creature, which in the end gets demolished, and oh my me, okay. This is the prop we use for it, the claw. I whack with it dozens of times. The Time Invader, and yeah, it's a pretty silly prop, but I love it.
Hello there, my name's Hodge. I am the head of Blobfest, basically. Kind of main like writer-director for a lot of the projects. The most recent one, as of recording this, has been War of the Wizards, where I basically push my acting to its limit because I'm playing basically the opposite of myself, a senile old wizard who waffles on a lot about random stuff, which it's a physics lesson in disguise, but it's pseudo-physics because it's magic and stuff. Since I'm like the head and basically founder of Blobfest, my involvement goes way further back than that. Before even the channel got started, I mean, the name Blobfest I first used in this stop-motion animation video with Lego figures and other like toys and things and just some Play-Doh or something in around 2016, called Why You Shouldn't Make Hybrid Blobs, and basically there's a facility where they're making creatures called blobs. Anyway, I decided to call it Blobfest, and Leo did the voiceover on that. Well, I did the voices and Leo just clicked his fingers in between the lines for some reason. I started reusing the name when I was making some really awful films on my iPad in around 2020. It didn't really get started until March 2021, when Leo and I went for a walk, and we thought, because we'd already been planning to start a YouTube channel by that point, we were just walking in the woods and we thought, why don't we shoot something? And that became Forest Run. It's pretty terrible compared to what we've done now, but it was an iconic moment because it's the start of the channel, and it went up the same day it was filmed, which unfortunately we're not really capable of doing anymore because our ambitions and our project have escalated considerably since then. I mean, in War of the Wizards, you've got, it's 32 minutes long, you've got like fight sequences and visual effects and things. Like there's one scene which took me 2 months alone to edit because of this really stupid choice we made. But before that, before War of the Wizards, our biggest project has been time travel, which was started off similar way to Forest Run actually, where Leo and I were going for a walk not too far from where we shot Forest Run, and we saw this really cool looking tunnel of trees, and we thought, why don't we film something here? And that became the time tunnel from time travel, and that's how Time Travel Part 1 got started. That was, I think, the last film that we released on the same day of the shoot. If you read in the description, it literally says it was made in 2 hours. That's from shooting to release. I think that's quite literally true. Part 2, we thought, oh, we might as well make a sequel when we went back there for another walk, and we immediately stepped up our ambitions because I actually brought a costume this time. It's not pyjamas, although it looks like pyjamas. And I brought like a little tiny prop laser gun. We had like explosions and a dinosaur at the end, but it was still very short. And for that we kind of sent footage back and forth to each other for editing because Leo couldn't do the explosion and the credits, and I couldn't do the dinosaur or the smoke. And that's basically how we put it together. Time Travel Part 3 was even more ambitious. That's when we got Charlie involved because we couldn't just keep taking random images of dinosaurs off the internet and adding them into the frames and just tracking the footage and hoping for the best. So we brought in Charlie, who has like a massive collection of dinosaurs. He did the stop motion animation and I composited them into the footage. And that's how we created Time Travel Part 3. That was still in 2021. It was released towards the end of the year. And then Part 4 took even longer. We just had even more dinosaurs, cameos from Charlie in like one shot, and Leo at the end. Although Charlie's scene was extended a bit in the special edition, which is basically the official version of Time Travel that we released in 2023. Yeah, we've made lots of other smaller films, mainly with me and Leo, that have been released, but they're not very good. The funny thing with War of the Wizards, the script I co-wrote with 4 AIs, and it was a nightmare, let me tell you. I'm never doing it again. I mean, I worked with AIs on the visual effects side, that was pretty good, but with the script, like literally in the middle of the shoot, we decided to ditch the script because the bots just waffled on for so long and the conversation was so elliptical. We just ditched it and decided to just say our own lines in character that just summarised what was meant to be said in the scene much more clearly, much more concisely, and just got the hell on with it. Otherwise, we probably couldn't have shot it in the time that we did. Of course, throughout the years there have been several abandoned projects which we started but never finished, either because they were too ambitious or we just didn't like them. We moved on to something else. So we've got the White Hole, which is some people passing through like an Einstein-Rosen bridge through a black hole into a white hole into another universe where they meet some aliens and things. And yeah, it's all very like based in real science, but it was just too ambitious, so we abandoned it. There was Glasses Man, which was just way too complicated, which is basically I was playing this guy called Glasses Man, who was some kind of semi-immortal cyborg thing, and he was constantly being attacked by these random characters, like Charlie's character who could turn into any dinosaur, or some bounty hunter fellow in a robot. But it was just too complicated and not much plot-wise going on. More recently there was Visitor from the Future, which was initially an Enrichment Week project in school, which I shot with Charlie and Johan and Elijah, some friends of ours. Yeah, Charlie designed this creature called the Abomination. He's like our main creature designer. I played one of the characters, Elijah played another character. This here is the Blobfest archive, basically. It contains records of a lot of our films. Not everything, though, because there's just too much stuff. This here is just a list of a lot of our old, my old projects that I made in 2020 on the iPad. This is outlines for War of the Wizards, which I wrote myself. And then this is the actual script, which I wrote with the bots. There's 2 copies of that in here. Some concept art, which I'm not going to show you. And this is the storyboard for Visitor from the Future. It's the only film so far to have a storyboard. That just about wraps it up.